Let's see.
Got it.
Yes, we are live. Hello! Welcome to one more Clube Parceiro de Conversação Zoom live meeting. The event with the biggest name ever. Hey! Hello, Gaby and Ruben. Welcome. Gaby, my student, is coming. I don't know where she is, but she said she's coming. But for now, I want to greet you, welcome you, and I'll start with you, Gaby. Okay. Welcome.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
So we are very happy you're here. Last week, we were celebrating the first 6 months, the first cycle of Parceiro de Conversação as it is nowadays. And even though you were not here, I don't remember if I mentioned you, but I was thinking about you because you were always part of this. We are celebrating this, and today you're here. We're happy about that. I'll talk to you more in a while.
Okay, thanks.
Ruben, welcome.
Welcome. How are you, everyone?
I am good. Aren't you going to invite people to listen to everything you're interested in?
Yeah.
No?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Everything you're interested in, Ruben. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
You can be more, excited about that.
Yes, I forgot to say that. Hello, welcome to everything.
I love it.
Everything you are interested in, it's your podcast.
Yes, that's our podcast.
Oh my God, again in Spanish, I cannot.
Ruben, I don't know where Ruben is. Where are you, Ruben? Your body's here, but where is your mind and soul?
Elsewhere.
At the moment, my soul is someone else. Let me call him to call him back.
So bring it back, please.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay then. Gaby, we always start by giving a space to our guests for them to introduce themselves, talk a little bit about the work they make online, and also invite people to follow them and get to know more about their work. So that's your moment.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for that. Okay, well, Gaby's here. Well, my name is Gabriela. I'm an English teacher. People call me Gaby. And I have a project called, in Portuguese, it's Inglês sem legenda. In English, is English without subtitles. So
it doesn't sound nice in English, right?
I got
Hello, teacher Gaby.
So, well, I've been teaching for about 12 years and stopping and doing other things, working with communication, marketing, and many things that are different from teaching, but always came back to education, right? I think it's a mission. I think it's a passion. And now things make more sense for me. So I mixed both teaching and marketing and communication. And I'm gonna be back teaching online and in person in Valparaíso, Goiás. I think that's it for now, so.
Okay. Hi, Gaby, Princess Love.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, Ruben. Hello, Gaby.
Hello, Gabriela. How are you?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Gaby, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, dear. A long time, right? More than a year, I guess. More than a year.
Yeah, and it seems to be more than a year. Like,
Yeah, but it is. I guess it's a year and a half, maybe. Almost 2 years.
Almost
Yeah.
1 year and a half, because they
Yeah,
are
because it
with me
was
for
like
more than 1 year.
May last year, right? Yeah.
June.
Gaby, you look the same, just older.
You look older, Gaby.
yeah.
Take that.
You look older.
I have to cut my hair, so
Yeah.
It's great to see you.
You'll have a new hairstyle, like a short one.
Or
In
painting.
a good way.
Yeah, with a fringe. Oh, where is your fringe? Come on, I didn't notice.
I don't like my, but come down, guys. Come down.
Relax, it's okay.
I don't
worry.
like more use French.
Oh, okay. I think you look
don't
nice
remember.
with your fringe.
I
Don't
don't
you? Yeah, because when she made her fringe, she was with me already. And it was nice. I liked it. But I didn't notice it had grown again. Now that I'm noticing. So
Oh
attentive
my
I
God.
am. Sorry.
All right. 1 year later, oh, you look different.
Well, but that's exactly
Maybe
like,
in another life, you look something's different about you.
I know you. I've seen you somewhere. No, but talking seriously now, it's always like that. When you're with someone, you don't notice as much as when you don't see that person for a while. We see that with our kids. I'm with Pedro every day, so I almost don't see how he's changed. But then when we see something that we haven't seen for a while, and they go like, oh, Pedro is so big, he's so different.
Yeah. It happens
Yeah,
with
yeah.
photos too, right? When we see our kids, like 1 year ago, Fernanda was so different. And I was like, my gosh, where is my baby? You know?
Your
Oh,
baby's
you
grown.
know something? When I looked at Gaby, I remembered I met her once in person. It's so weird, guys, to meet people you only know online when you meet in person for the first time.
Oh
Gaby
yeah.
is very tall, Sueli.
She
She's
is.
really tall. And I was like,
Mhm.
I am
I
so
was
tall.
here and Gaby was here, and I was like, oh my god! And it's funny because since 2020, we have met many people online, right? And I haven't noticed that some of my friends or partners, close friends and are people I don't know. And I met Diego, by the way, the other teacher who works with me. I met him in person recently. And then he said, oh, Gaby, finally. And I was like, I talk to him pretty much every week. So I was like, finally what? Gaby, we haven't met in person. I was, oh, it's true. I just know you this part, right? It's fine.
Oh my God.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yeah, Gaby, did you paint your hair?
Yes, no, not actually. I don't know how can I say that. I don't know how can I say discolori in English. I forgot this word.
I
But
know too.
yeah, I didn't dye my hair, so I take the colors out. And there's been a while. I made this just once. I feel it's horrible, like a piaçava, how can I say, broom, right? But that's it. That's what's happening with my hair. Now it's this.
That's life.
Pretty.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, I think so. There is someone who is having problems with connection. Yeah, there is an interference. Ouch.
Gabriela.
Gaby Rachid.
It's me?
No? I thought yes, because then I thought so. Then
I
you see,
muted, but I muted.
when you muted,
the noise
when you-
kept going, no?
when you muted, the noise stopped for us.
Really?
But now it's back.
Yeah, but yeah, you see,
And now?
Okay.
it's nothing.
Okay.
No noise, not. No.
It's strange because when I muted, the noise continued for me.
For you, yeah. But for us, it stopped. But it's an interference,
It's okay.
No problem. Okay, so let's go to the topic we are going to talk about today.
Yeah.
I like this topic, and I like especially the idea, the matter that Gaby is here to bring us her point of view.
Guys,
Pressure,
that is Natasha.
I don't know. No, I don't know. Natasha is on my
Probably at the
gym. She's on my blacklist now. Because she wanted so hard you to be here. I wanted to, of course. But they wanted, Gabi and Natasha. They wanted as well. Okay, so effective communication is our topic today. Gabriela Rachid, our special guest. I will make this file available on the group, and then you can click here and go to Gabi's social media if you want to. Did you put your links here, Gabi?
No.
No. Yeah, you cannot click here and go to Gabi to Gabi's social media.
And why do I have 4 Instagram icons? Why? It's really.
It's not 4. It's 4. It's Gaby Rachid, Inglês Sem Legenda, Opportunity e Deixa a gente falar.
Okay.
See, I'm a fan. I know everything. I can answer a Gabi quiz.
Has 4 Instagrams.
No, actually I have more, but
So I'm not as good fan as I thought I was.
Or 11, something like this, because each one is for one project. So, and I lose all the passwords, and it's crazy. I don't know why I do that, but I do. But it was very thoughtful of you, Sueli. Now I understood.
Okay. Yes.
The thing.
Open what? Put it in presentation mode.
Yeah.
Sure.
Would that make a difference?
It does, but I don't really like it because you see our faces are going to be over something. Let me see if it is or not. If my computer helps us and decides it wants to show the screen.
If it looks better the other way, I don't mind. Okay, it's just now I think it looks nicer.
Hey.
It's because I'm curious, and then when I see a lot of slides, I keep looking for the other information,
I see and understand that now. Okay, so to begin with, what is communication? As we always do, okay, guys, we are going to talk and give our opinions. And of course, I think Gabi is the one who knows more about that. I mean, among us. So she'll be the specialist. I'm putting the specialist between quotes, Gabi. I'm putting the specialist between quotes. Okay, because among us, I believe you're the one who have studied that more. Okay. So it's your place. It's your right place.
Guys, I was talking to Sueli that there's been a while I'm not on Zoom. There's been more than a year, I guess. So for me, it's strange. It's not the same like before, like I was used to, I forgot how to talk on videos. I forgot how to teach online. I simply forgot. And it looks like I'm a different person and everything's new for me. Well, I don't want to monopolize the conversation. So today I am in my shy mode, believe it or not. I am shy. I am on an introvert week. I have weeks, of being, I don't know if you have that too. Like, I don't know, but this is really clear for me. When I am extrovert, I talk to everybody and it's okay. It's a standard, But there are times I am in the introvert mode. That's today. So I'll do my best, of course, to share with you what I think. I'm going to tell the truth, really. I read all of your slides, but I haven't prepared, something.
Yeah. So, no, don't feel, sorry to interrupt, Gabi. Don't feel too pressured, okay? That's what we're going to do now. No, we are going to share our opinions and what we know and our experience. Okay, I usually let Ruben and the students talk first, and then the guest, and then I say something if I have something to say, you know. But we can be free.
Okay, so I would rather listen more and compliment.
Yes, that's our role today.
It's okay.
Certo. Right. Our first question is, what is communication? For you, Ruben, what is communication? Do you have kind of a concept in mind or something?
For example, the need of someone bring us water or bring us something. We need of talking, we need of contact with someone else to talk to him and tell him something. Before a couple, many years ago, when human doesn't speak human language, he was needed to communicate. So there was many ways to communicate. So what is the communication? Communication is the need of talk to someone.
Interesting. I like this. I like that you went back to when human didn't communicate as we do nowadays. That's interesting. I prepared this whole material and I never ever in any moment I thought about so back in history time in history, you know. Okay, Gaby, communication. What do you think? What communication is? Or what is communication?
I think communication is when people talk and express their things and what they want to say. Like, I want to say something, so I will talk with someone, and guys, when I want to say ele, like ele expressing she or he, the both.
It.
Both or them. Them,
That?
they. It's plural.
But they okay, sorry. So guys, I think it's when two people or more are talking and expressing their things, and like if I want to say something that I am thinking, or I want to say something, I say, and the other person understand me. So we have this understanding between two persons, two people, or more. I think it's communication.
Interesting as well. Well, Gabi, both are understanding communication as talking. That is communication, but there are more. Well, what is that? Do you want to compliment now?
We have
When
to
you say Gaby, I confuse, you know, if it's me or if it's her.
Gaby Rachid. Oh my goodness. We have two Gabys today.
What you saying, Gaby? You're saying?
No, you can go.
No, go ahead.
So I was saying it's that because I say that is when we say something to other person, but it is to when we are saying something. It doesn't have to be like talking with the mouth. Like it can be with a picture or everything we can do we can use to do communication. I think it's not the mouth, like you know.
Yes, everything is pretty much the word, right, Gaby Rachid?
Yeah, well, when I think about communication, I go back to my 5th grade. I go back to my Portuguese class, you know, And when I studied communication, it just repeated the same message, which is very simple. We need to have a sender, a receptor, and a message in between, right? So it doesn't matter if the communication could be talking, could be visual, because we cannot ignore that there are many other ways to communicate things, right? But I think we're going to develop this in the way. But basically, communication is exchanging information. So to exchange the information, it's impossible to exchange just by yourself, right? We alone, we don't communicate anything because we need to have a receptor. We can be the sender, we need to have a receptor, and we need to have a message. That's the problem, because things get lost in between. But basically, for me, I would say that communication is these three things together, right?
Okay, let's move then to the next question. How would you describe good, effective communication? Have you heard of the concept of effective communication, guys? And I'm asking generally. Ooh.
Not something that I can recall, but that makes sense. Effective communication would be something that works, right? Something that has a purpose, and it achieves its purpose. If it's good, it's another thing, right? Being effective and being good is totally different, right?
Do you think so? How
I
so?
think so, because if the sender has bad intentions in his message, the person can, for example, let me think. I'm going to use the example that every mother says, like, if your friend jumps the bridge, would you do the same? Right? When we are following what other people do. Okay, let's take this literally. If a friend says something with good intention, with bad intention, I mean, and the other person receives the message and does, it's effective. It's effective because it achieves what the sender wanted to do. But, example, I'm going to be more serious now about it. There was a guy, I don't know if he was in Brazil, I don't remember. He was trying suicide. He was trying to suicide in a, how can we say passarela, guys? I forgot.
Crosswalk?
Yeah, okay. And then and there are some people who stopped the car and started to scream, jump, 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 for the guy. This is a crime, right? In Brazil, it's a crime. But the people were screaming, like, if you want to kill yourself, just do it. So, if the guy did it, the message from these people would be effective. That's what they wanted, right? They were not caring about his life. They were daring him to do something. But it wasn't good, right? It wasn't something good. And the other way around, there was a firefighter in this situation who helped the guy, who talked to the guy not to do so. And then he didn't do, I guess. Or did he do? I don't remember now. I think I'm confusing some stories. But that's what I said, right? Effective can be what works, I guess. We are living this now in the politics. We have two in Brazil, right? It's too, oh my gosh, polarized. And people are so convinced of what they're saying, both sides. They are being effective to their group. Are they good? So, I don't know. It's my point of view, guys. What do you think? Effective and good would be different? Would be the same?
I understand your point of view. But I didn't think about that when I put good, effective here. I used them as synonym. No, it makes sense, but I didn't think that deep when I wrote the question.
Psychological recently.
Too psychological, yeah. But that's real. What do you think, guys? Gaby and Ruben. Gaby Maria and Ruben.
Gaby Maria. It's about the second act.
Yeah, how would you describe effective, good communication? And if you see the concept and good and effective different as Gaby saw, feel free. We are here to use our words.
Effective and good communication is the same thing?
Gaby don't think so.
I don't know what means effective, so I will say about good communication. I think good communication is when a person understands what is the message that the other person or the other team want to say, you know? I think it's when it happens, like when someone or something is saying something, and the other person or the other people understand what is the message, literally. Like I understand the message and not understand it wrong.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking about when I wrote this. Okay, not that any of us are incorrect or is incorrect. That is point of view, that is understanding, and that's awesome. That's really beautiful.
That's communication.
that is communication as well. Ruben, what do you think? Do you have any other different point of view?
About greatest challenges of good communication?
Good and effective communication.
First of all, percent the conversation, I mean the meeting we have, because we are talking and we are trying to find the words and etc. And that means a very good communication. For example, if you're traveling abroad your country and you have the contact with people, with foreign people, it's a good challenge for good communication. And it's also very important listening in communication.
Yes, that is part of communication actually. And I think we will go through that, some questions down. I think I wrote something about that. Listening is part of good and effective communication. So as interesting as I found the matter that Ruben mentioned are ancients, I found interesting that vision Gaby had here. And as I said, when I wrote this, I was thinking of them as synonyms, and I understand that they cannot be. But just to make it clear, Gaby, effective communication, the concept I have from a book I read, a really interesting one, is that effective communication is the one that really works. In the beginning, Gaby mentioned a kind of a structure communication has. Someone that sends a message, the message itself, and someone who receives the message. Effective communication happens when there is no problem with this structure. The message you want goes out of your mouth or whatever way you choose to communicate your message. And when it gets to the receiver, that person is going to understand what you mean. Okay? Nice. Moving then to the next one. Why and when do we need it? Effective communication.
Always.
Always and forever.
Yeah.
Can you think of an example, a situation you lived or someone you know lived in which there was a problem with communication, and if it was an effective communication, things would end up different. Can you think of an example, a situation? Not?
I am waiting for that.
I have thousands of né, Gabi?
I am not remembering. I know that happened, but I am not remember the situation, you know?
Mm-hmm. It can be any kind of situation. For example, with your brother, when you wanted him to do something and you communicate it in a way he would understand, or you communicate it in the way you thought it would be best to your message to be understood, and he didn't understand at all.
It happens. I'm gonna go. It happens with me all the time with my family, because I'm too straightforward. So when I want to say yes, I say yes, and when I want to say no, I say no. I wasn't like that some years ago. I would explain a lot, like why I'm saying this, why I'm asking this, why I'm saying no. And nowadays I don't have any patience. So the person asks, do you want this clothes? For example, my mother. Oh, do you want this dress? It was her dress. She wants to give someone. And I say, no. And then it bothers her. You know, so sometimes I have challenges with my family, because not because what I say, but because how I say it. So it's hard to answer your question too, because I think of many other things. My thought is too complex nowadays. And so one difficulty in communicating is to summarize things. Because sometimes when we think we have much information about something, and when we want one action from the other person, sometimes it's not necessary to explain all the details. Why do you want this from the person? My daughter, for example. I don't need her to listen to me saying that our house organized is better for our family, for our, a whole story, because I just want her to clean the wardrobe. So when do we need it? Every day. We need to communicate better every day. But sometimes a challenge happens with me is how I say things. I'm repeating myself, but I thought of an example and then I forgot. Oh, okay, I remember. It's about, for example, I'm tired and Fernanda asks me something. And I want to say no. I would say no before, but I would explain, etc. Okay. And now I just say, no, I'm tired. No, I explain, but briefly. Not today. Let's do tomorrow. What was your question, Celia? I forgot.
Why and when we need effective communication?
No, but you asked something else.
I asked for examples in situations if you had communicated effectively, it would.
We need to think what we really want from the other person. What do you really want from a friend, for example? You want to hang out with this friend. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Or are you just having some ideas? You just need to talk. I think we need to be clear. I have many problems with communication with a friend. I say something, he understands totally different. It's really hard because it takes a lot of patience. Our relationship is having this. I say one thing, he understands totally different. So my communication is not being effective. Mm-hmm. And I need to explain myself a lot. He needs to explain himself a lot. And we have...
And that's tiring, right? So either way, it's not effective. One of the concepts from that book I read that I don't remember the name now, but that's a really nice book, is that effective communication happens when you communicate your idea with the less amount of words. It's something like that. I don't remember exactly now, but what you have to do, say how you feel and what you want. That's what you're responsible to. And you use few words, because as more you use words, you give more, thoughts, and the other person can take
interpretation, right?
Exactly. So you say how you feel and what you want. See, you suggest a solution for the situation, and you give one or two suggestions maximum, and then you wait for the other person. And that's the part of the listening. If you want to, you wait for the person to give you an answer. Or if it's depending on the situation, you better say what you want and you go away to give that person space to solve herself or the problems they have with what you said. Understand? Because your responsibility is to communicate what you want. How the other person is going to take that, it's that person's problem. It's not your problem. See?
Yeah.
And I found that was so interesting. That helped me a lot for a while. But then I forgot what I read there, and I'm doing miscommunication, but I think I'll read that again.
No, but it made sense. It made a lot of sense. And there is a saying in Portuguese that we own what we say and not what the other person heard. Yeah.
Also.
We own like what we say. I said this. If you understood, like to my mom, Gaby, do you want to buy something from your cousin? No. My gosh, you are so rude. No, I wasn't. You asked me a question and I said no. But that's this. If I want to explain why not, it's extra.
Yeah. In the case of the book, it suggests for you to give one or two reasons, right? But if you don't want to, it's also your choice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. I think that's nice. Do you have any other things to comment, Ruben and Gabriela Bernardes, about
Gabriela
those?
Bernardes.
No, and nice. Your names is exactly the same.
Gabriela Bernardes.
And Gaby have Teixeira in her name.
I do.
And I have two.
Oh my gosh.
See, your names are spelled exactly the same.
Maria Gabriela Bernardes Gonçalves Teixeira.
My gosh, what?
She's a princess. She's a princess. This huge name is from her royal family.
Okay. So, why and when we need it? When we want to, for example, we are in the airport and we need guidance where we need to go. So that's the question, why and when we need communication. We need communication, we need to know English, for example, so we can communicate with the people there to get help. That's the need.
I don't think I understand exactly what you say.
Let me tell it again. So when we are in the airport, I remember myself when I was in England in the airports, I was looking for help so I can go to the exit area to find Erica and others. So I was talking to a woman in Greek. That woman said me the answer not in Greek, but in English. And I said to myself that that woman is not speaking Greek at all. So I have to communicate in English. And then I asked her in English, where is the exit? And then she answered me. That means the need of communication in specific language.
Yes, especially if we are here English teachers, Gaby Rachid and me, right? That's an important point you addressed, because and it goes with the idea of us thinking when we want the other person to understand what we want to communicate. Because when it doesn't matter if the other person understands or not, we just send the message, right, to the world, to the universe. But in this case, especially when you are communicating in another country and you want to be understood, then you have, I'm missing the word here. There is a word for that. Adaptate. You're adaptating your communication to that specific listener. It's the same case I mentioned when I mentioned Gaby's brother. When I was giving an example of a message, maybe she sends a message in a way she thinks is the perfect way for that message to be understood. But for her brother, it doesn't make any sense. So she has to adaptate her message if she really wants him to understand. It happens with us as teacher when we want our students to understand our message. Gaby, you're mute. Erica is coming.
But I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
We adapt communication all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a website, it's a forum from Reddit that is explain like I'm 5, like explain
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5 years old. So the baseline is, if you can explain something that is complex, you can simplify to a 5-year-old understand, okay, then you know it. So basically is what teachers do all the time. Teachers, and we do all the time. We
do that.
Right? If we are talking to our mom, it's not the same, can be the same message, but the way we say it to our mom, to our kids, to our friends, it's totally different. It's totally different. So we need to adapt. And effective communication is also this, because, for example, maybe you guys who studied in college, maybe Gaby at school too has experience. There are some teachers who know a lot. They know a lot. You know, the person has studied, has, I don't know, many doctorate and master degree, but sometimes the person doesn't have the didactics to simplify to our level. This is not effective. If I had teachers who were awesome, intelligent, and they talked and they go, but we as students, we got lost. Okay, what does the person really want to say, really want to teach? What's the goal? So basically what's really said, you need to communicate what you want, what's the goal of this communication, and how you feel, right, about it. It depends on the context. Mm-hmm. But it makes a lot of sense, because if we know what people are expecting from us, it's better. The communication is gonna go through. Fernanda has just appeared.
Hi, Fernanda. How long no see? Hi, Erica. Welcome. She answered.
I would like to tell that I
made a face.
Connection, something like that.
I'm sorry, Ruben. What did you say?
I think Erica trying to connect it with video, but cannot. Something with connection doesn't work for Erica, I think.
Erica?
Hello, guys.
Hi, nice to have you here.
Hello.
Do you know Gaby Rachid already?
No, I don't know her.
Meet Gabriela Rachid, my friend.
Hi, Erica.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Are
you on camera? We cannot see you. Or you don't want to turn on the
No,
camera?
sorry, because sorry, it's late here and I am with my pajamas. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's all about it.
Erica is 4 hours in the future.
Yes.
Constantinos is not coming, Erica.
He's downstairs.
Okay. So we already started. We're talking about communication. The talking is so good that we're still in the first slide. But let's move.
600 slides.
Let's move to the next question then. What are the greatest challenges to good communication? Good meaning effective. Again, when I wrote this, I didn't think of them as different things.
No, but it makes sense too. I just viajei, you know.
It does. It does. So what are the greatest challenges to good communication? One of them may be listening, right? To not listen what the person you are communicating to has to say. My point of view, but sometimes listening too much can be a problem as well. Anyways, Gabriela, Maria Gabriela, what do you say?
Maria Gabriela Bernardes Teixeira Gonçalves Teixeira da Costa Assis Maia.
Bye. What I have to say about what, teacher?
What do you think are the greatest challenge to good communication? What do you think that is it that causes problem when you want to communicate with someone, you want this to be effective, to work? What are the problems that prevents that good communication to happen?
How do I say baixo in English?
Low?
Not more, but
Less?
like I am saying a thing and now I'm saying a thing. You know?
Low.
Low?
Uh-huh.
So I think one challenge is when we are talking low, because when someone is talking low, we don't understand especially what they are saying, because it's low. And sometimes and have other problem too when we are, how do I say surdo, teacher?
Deaf.
When you are deaf, like sometimes I think I am a little deaf because I listen a lot of songs, and so how do I say alto, teacher?
High.
So high, I listen songs so high, so I am a little deaf, and sometimes the person are saying the things and I'm like, what?
Me too. I'm a bit deaf as well. And during the pandemic, we had something else to add to the problem of people who speak slow. The masks. They were terrible.
Because when
My
we
God.
don't
Understanding.
because when we
Imagine-
don't listen what they are saying, we look to their
The
mouth.
mouth. Yeah.
To see, to try to understand, you know?
The mumbling, right? But with the mask, it was impossible. And something funny also happened back then, last year, when we came back to classes, in-person classes, but we have the distance and people were wearing masks. Oh my gosh, I couldn't hear what they said. And something funny, when the mask was black, I couldn't hear anything. I don't know if it's psychological, but when the student wear black mask, no idea what the person was talking, and I felt that. Okay, go on, guys.
Let's try.
Thing.
Go, Gabi.
No, go, teacher.
No,
Sorry.
you are to be talking, you guys. I talk when I have, yeah.
How do I say puberdade?
Puberty.
Other thing too is the puberty voice. Like I have some friends. I have some boys that it's my friends, and they are in puberty, and sometimes they say the things, and I just listen the voice, but not the words, you know. Like I
But sometimes their voice changes when they are getting older, right? The voice. Eu quero 10
Yeah.
duas galinhas.
Oh my god, it's really bad.
True. Pedro is not changing his voice yet. Thank God. But he speaks low, and sometimes it bothers me. It pisses me off, actually.
Fernanda
And I
speaks
tell
loud a lot.
Yeah.
She screams. She doesn't
But
talk.
when she is talking at school, making a presentation, does she speaks in a cool tone or
Fernanda?
See, yes.
I don't know. How can I know? I'm not her teacher.
Oh, but doesn't she rehearse with you?
No. Fernanda doesn't study at all. Fernanda is an improviser.
Yeah. Pedro sometimes is rehearsing with me, and he cannot stop walking around. He goes from one side to the other, and he moves his arms, and he speaks low. And for the love of God, stop!
Fernanda has something very funny with her. She behaves different. She's a good actress. Global needs to discover my daughter because she's like being rude, because she's rude. With me, with my mom, she's sharp, you know? And then with other people, she's like, oh, how much is the one? And for me, she's like, okay. She changes her tone of voice. So probably, Sue, in presentation, Fernanda is shy outside, right? When so probably she speaks low, like Gaby said, right?
Yeah. Well, Ruben, what do you think are the greatest challenge to good communication?
The greatest challenge about good communication is when even the other person knows English, for example. Not depending that, depends that if you can understand, even if we speak English and each other know English, we have to understand because some people understand and thinking different and speaking different. That's why the challenge is to understand immediately and very clearly the other. And I don't know if I was clear about that, if you got that. Have you got that? Or can I repeat it?
I think I do. Your idea is that when it comes to communicating in English, the challenge is to understand right away what the other person is saying, because people speak differently in different ways. Is that it?
Yes, not only English, in every language like French, Spanish, Portugal, when for example, talking to another people, the challenge is to understand what he or she said, because right now I have other ideas, I think differently, and the other person thinking differently, and there is a big difference. That's why the greatest challenge.
Yes, you mean culturally.
Everything.
Yeah, that's an interesting point of view. Like it. What do you think, Erica? Erica in your pajamas.
Hello.
For me, because I live in the UK, it's very difficult when someone speaks with slang, because of course we don't know slang, because I wasn't born in the UK, so it's hard for me sometimes. What do they mean by that? It might sound silly for me. You know what I mean?
Sounds silly.
Yeah. Yeah. But now I just start to ask questions like, what do you mean by that? What is that? Because I hear a lot in the office, as my colleagues are all English. Different phrases they use, like, and I'm like, what's that? What are they talking about? I don't even understand.
Yeah. Well, I think that's interesting. Actually, that's awesome. You and Ruben, you made me remember something. When it comes to communicating in English specifically, or in a second language, even though it's not English, I think one of the greatest challenge is for people to be confident, because you need to be confident to ask someone to repeat, to tell that person you didn't understand, may it be a slang word or whatever other thing that other person has said. And lots of people miss that confidence to understand that they don't have to understand everything just like in a once, I don't know, I don't even say what I'm saying now. No, I say what I'm saying, but yeah, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your husband is coming in, Erica.
Yeah, he's what we just sit next to each other now. It's like you know what? Why I think we do that? Why we don't ask the question if we don't understand something? Because we are too proud, and we say, "Oh, if I say that I don't understand that, they will think that I don't know. They will think I'm silly." That's why I think we don't ask the question.
And I do. I ask questions all the time. You know, I am teaching 2 Americans who are learning Portuguese, and one of them, he is so American. he speaks, he talks to me as if he was talking to whatever person he talks to in his daily life. And then sometimes I don't understand what he says, because he uses some expressions or slang words I don't know. And what do? Will I feel shy or feel that I don't know enough English? No, I use the opportunity to learn more. I ask him, what do you mean by that? Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't know that. Then I learn with them. And that's awesome. Gaby, you didn't talk yet. Gaby Rachid.
I'm so quiet, right? It doesn't even look like me. I used to talk all the time, right? Yes, I'm a brand new girl. Okay. Well, something that you didn't mention, but that's the first thing I thought about you. I mean, by you, I mean everybody. The first thing I thought about challenging communication is reference. For example, if I made a joke that doesn't make sense for people who live in Brazil, some people who live outside, abroad, won't understand because the person doesn't have the reference. Sometimes Fernanda shows me, Fernanda is my daughter, she's 9 years old, she shows me videos that are so funny and she laughs out loud and she's there, ha, 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 ha. And when she shows me, I'm like,
Me.
Why it's not funny for me? Because maybe I don't know the reference. I don't know what they're talking about. So when it comes to language, it's pretty much what you said. It's the same. Sometimes we don't understand, the message doesn't go through because we miss something in the way. We are too proud to ask what we missed sometimes. Sometimes we are lazy. Sometimes it's pride because, okay, I don't want to look stupid. So I'm going to pretend I understand. And sometimes we are just impatient. We are not really interested in learning. So that's a problem. That's a challenge, because if I am listening just to answer, it's not effective, right? I need to listen to understand the message, what the person really wants to say. If Gaby talks to me about her brother, and I'm like, okay, okay. And then I go to the next question or to the next topic because I don't care about the brother, let's say. And I don't know if he's a kid. Okay, but tell me more. Well, I think the two problems, not two challenges about the question coming again. Our reference that we don't have sometimes. So I say something, my mom, for example, understand others, and we miss something because we have two options. We ignore the fact that we don't know, or we learn. We use the opportunity to grow together, or we give up. Example, she came to me and said, do you think this is normal? Like, I was going a lot to the gym, and she said, and I said, oh, I have always been tense on the things I did. When I went to church, I used to go a lot. When I learned this sport, I used to do a lot, and now I'm at the gym. And then she came to me, do you think this is normal? And then what's normal? And then we miscommunicate because she's like, I cannot say anything to you. Everything is a problem for you. And I was just asking a question, like, what do you think is normal? It was a real question. And she thought I was attacking her. You know, she took the conversation to a different level. So that's it, I guess. If we are not humble enough to understand that not only the person can know more, but the person can know the same thing differently. It's a different point of view. So in languages, it happens all the time. Sometimes, for example, Gaby is a student. We both are teachers. She asks how to pronounce something. Maybe you learned one way, and I learned the other way, and Ruben learned the other way, and we can bring 4 different information. It doesn't mean the other person is wrong. Maybe the reference the person has is different, right? So I think the biggest challenge is what Erica said, our pride to ask, okay, I don't know. It's okay not to know sometimes, right? And
yeah, the reference is really important. When you were talking, I remembered. Do you want to say something, Ruben?
I would like to say, just like the old days, Gabriela described exactly what I want to say.
Yes,
Exactly,
Gabriela is your mind translator.
I read minds. I don't know if you know.
What? So you reminded me an influencer that was talking. He participated with an American in an American video, and he was trying to make jokes, but he was communicating in English, and he was commenting how difficult was that for him to sound funny in English. And it's all about references, because it's not that he is not a good comedian, because he knows he can make comedy in Portuguese, because he have lots of references from Portuguese language for what Brazilians find funny. But when it comes to English and what, in that case, Americans, because he was on a video for Americans, what Americans find funny, what are the references they are going to understand? It's a whole other thing. And that's so interesting. And for the students, it's also important reference, because when they are learning, they need to have a reference. My students have me as reference. Erica's students are going to have her as reference. So they're going to take a bit of her accent, for example. Same as my students and Gaby's take a bit of Brazilian, our accent. And they need to have a reference. There is nothing wrong with my accent, Erica's accent, or whatever teacher's accent, because we all communicate with a bit of accent. If you're a native, you're communicating with that native accent, and that's an accent as each other accent. Well, hello, Constantinos da Erica, Erica's husband, because we have two Constantinos, two Gabi. I'm going crazy today.
Yeah, right. And when I saw the name Constantinos, I remembered, and I thought, is Ruben entering again?
Yeah, but Ruben, we say Ruben, and Constantinos, but you too, it's difficult. I have to be calling Maria Gabriela Bernardes. Constantinos, hello, how are you? You're mute.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, first time you're here. What are you thinking?
It's good. I like it.
Yes?
Yeah.
We talk a lot, did you see?
Yeah. Everyone has their own opinion. Yeah.
Don't you have an opinion yet?
Uh,
You'll have. We're moving to the next question then, and then if you want to say something, you can say later, okay?
okay. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, the question is here. How important is listening in communication? I mentioned listening as a challenge. When people do not listen, it is a challenge for communication. So I think listening is one of the most important things for me, okay? It's my opinion. Listening is one of the most important things. And the other most important thing is, Constantinos, you're not mute. Sorry. And the other thing is the will, I think, because it doesn't matter if you're listening, if you're not willing to understand. See?
Yeah.
So that's what I say. What do you guys have to say? About the importance of listening in communication? Who wants to go first?
You want to say something?
I want to say something. Can you show up the presentation? I have something to tell.
Say, Ruben.
But I need to show the presentation.
Sorry. I closed the presentation to see your faces.
You see our faces when you see the presentation?
I can see, but I can't see everyone.
Yeah, right. Okay, I can see everyone.
Because
of the size, Sue. The size of the presentation for you.
Yeah, but when I see everyone, it's over the presentation, and I don't like it.
Okay.
But go on, Ruben. How important is listening in communication?
Listening. It comes to my mind everything you're listening in. So a good listening, important listening is to listening podcast. Example podcast, like our podcast, everything you're listening in YouTube. You can check it out, subscribe, like, and comment. And also, it's very important to listening music, literature, music, movies, watching subtitles and not subtitles, with no subtitles. And that's the importance of listening. And listening means everything in the world of learning language.
Yes, but I mean, personally for you, when you are communicating to someone, how important is it for you that that person is really listening to what you're saying, to what you're communicating?
It's very important because, as I said before, we need to communicate. It's the meaning of communicate. It's very important so we can work together.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Maria Gabriela Bernardes, apresentando Fantástico.
Adoro.
Teacher, you love my name.
Yeah, now you have to say teacher Sueli, because if you just say teacher, I don't know if it's me or Gabi.
Yeah. Teacher Sueli. So, the question is about me or January?
Both.
Well, I think it's important as the other person it's listening me when I am saying something today there
To them.
because you know I am not talking with the wall, so if I am saying something to a person, I want that person pay attention to me and understand me like this. By the way, I am a person that try to explain the thing literally. So sometimes I start to talk a lot about that thing just for the person understand, like the person already understand me, but I am still saying and saying and saying, and the person is like, stop, talk.
Yeah, it happens with me.
I have this problem. But it's just because I want that person understand exactly what I am saying and what I am thinking, you know?
Uh-huh. And when you are in the other position, when you are the one listening, do you care to listen? Like truly listen to what the other person is saying?
Especially when someone is saying it's talking just with me, like no have other person listen to. It's just me listen that people, that person. I think it's very important to pay attention, like, because I try. Sometimes I travel, you know, in my thoughts, but sometimes no. A lot of times, you know, teacher, in your classes, I do it a lot. But I try to pay attention because, especially, I try don't use cell phone when some people some person is saying something to me. I try don't like take my cell phone and look for it because I think it's rude and it seems I am not paying attention in that person. So I try to show I am paying attention.
It communicates you are not paying attention. And it's not that it just seems. It communicates.
Yeah, but people who have like HD, I forgot how to. I forgot the thing in English.
THD?
ADHD, something like this. When the person has problems with attention, right? Or anxiety, guys. Anxiety doesn't help us because sometimes we are paying attention, we are listening, but our mind doesn't help us to focus. So that's because people think we don't care. It's something that for me, it's an effort. I need to make effort to show the person I am listening because I can listen really well. So there's some interference in your audio, Gaby. I guess.
Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, but okay. So for people who have some, not only HD, I don't know, guys. In English, we say, I forgot. Anyways, not only for people who have deficit of attention, right? Lack of attention, but anxiety and other neurological or psychological diseases, they make us not seem like we're paying attention. So it's hard. It's neurologically, for some people, of course, it's neurologically hard to do just one thing, to be focused. So sometimes that's a miscommunication too, because the other person, maybe it's a listener. The person is listening to what you're saying, is paying attention, but the person is not looking you at the in the eye. And maybe you think the person is not paying attention. So anyways, it's a set of rules that we have. It's cultural too, right? I think it's rude too. For example, if I'm with a friend and the friend is talking to someone else in front of me, I think it's so rude. If the person says, excuse me, oh, this is important, someone's dying, I don't know. It communicates too that the person cares, right? So I don't know. Sorry to interrupt your thought, Gaby, but it's because I remember.
No problem.
It was a nice interference. Constantinas, Erica, do you have something to add?
Yes, I have something to add. Wait a second. I need to go to another room because I hear my voice twice. It's really important to be able to listen to someone, and I think it's one of the essential skills we have, because indicates a person's ability to receive and interpret information in the communication process. Because if we say like we don't pay attention to someone when they're talking to us, we might misunderstand things, and they would like to say something, and we might think, oh, what he says that's offending for me, and it will have like a kind of how do I say, a bad impact in the relationship, conflicts.
Yeah. Well, when you communicate, you're not feeling well with the interference of a phone, for example, and the other person is not willing to listen to what you're saying, that you're saying that is something that bothers you. It's another thing that, it's one more problem in communication there. Do you have something to say, Gaby Bernardes?
I remember that other thing I don't like, it's when I am saying something and I'm telling like a history or something to other person, and out of nowhere other person show up and start talking, interrupting me, and the person that I was talking stop to pay attention to me and start to pay attention to the other person. Do you know? Like the it's not subject. How do I say assunto?
Subject.
Subject. So it's about other subject that don't have relation. So the person starts to talk about other history that don't have relation with what I was saying, and the first person that I was talking, I stopped to pay attention to me and start to pay attention to the other person and talk with the other person. Let me talking alone. So I don't like it. And here in my house, we have in my family. It happened a lot, and I all the time that it happened, I am saying, "Oh, I will not talk anymore."
But you are correct to think that, because it's like a dispute of egos, What I'm saying, people think. What I'm saying is more important than what you're saying or what the other person says. So who says first, who interrupts more, or who speaks louder is going to win the conversation. But conversation is not about winning, right? It's about communicating. So I understand your feeling, Gaby, because it's rude for the person who was talking to you first not to interrupt the other person. Hey, just a moment. Let me listen to what she's saying. I do that
And
with.
it's not.
I do.
Because we tend to
It's
interrupt.
not about. No problem. It's not about be angry with the person that interrupt. It's not about be angry just with angry. No, angry. Just with them. It's about be angry to the person that I was talking first to, because they stopped to pay attention to me, like how what I was saying is not important, like how what I was saying it's less important than the what the other person is saying now. So it's like I don't want to know what you are saying. Stop talk. I want to listen the other. Like it's something like this, and I don't talk anymore to you.
I feel like that on Instagram every day.
But can I say something?
Yes, Erica, go on.
Gaby, Maria Gabriela Bernardes. I just want to say something to you, like an advice. Remember, because you are young in life, you will meet people that will try to interrupt you all the time. It doesn't matter if it's your family, your colleague, a client in your future job, but a good thing that will show that you respect others and you also are a good a person that communicates well. It just stop for 5 minutes, let them say what they want to say, and then you will have also a better opinion why they're trying to interrupt you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand a little, like the end I didn't understand. Can you repeat, please?
Which part?
The end.
The
The
end.
last part.
Yes. So I said, like, if someone overtalks, let's say one of you, two of your friends, you're talking and someone interrupts you, just stop. Yeah, okay, stop for a while and listen what they will have to say, because it might be, sometimes it might be something important, but that will show as well that you respect that, you stopped, and that means you are a better commuter. How we say that? I'm not sure how to say the word.
A better what?
A better communicator. Because even if they interrupt you, you still respect them, you stop and you listen, because they might say something, another idea, and might make things more clear for you as well.
I understand.
I disagree.
I understand her point of view.
I understand too.
But it's different from what Gaby was telling us. She was telling a story, and then the other person comes with another story that has nothing to do with what she was saying. So it's not going to add to what she was saying. You see, Erica? It's another thing. It's just interruption. It's just being rude.
Yes, and again, even if it's something irrelative, just let them say what they want to say. Don't interrupt. Don't like get angry about that, because it seems like they don't know how to communicate properly. But you understand, like, for example, Gaby understood that. She said, okay, hold on a second, I'm trying to say something different, and you're jumping, because Gaby is a better communicator than the other person.
I understand. It's like to be better than that person, like this, right?
Even I mean, even at this position, you have to show respect. even if they interrupt you. Just let them say what they want to say.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand. That's a point of view. I usually do that. But sometimes you cannot, sometimes you cannot just let the other person takes in, you know. That is something I'm teaching Pedro these days, because I used to tell him to just hold on and respect and wait for his time. But you know, life is hard, people are terrible. And nowadays I'm more like telling him to, I don't know, to make himself respected. I tell him to find a way that is not violent and try to solve things by talking. But it's being hard for him because I have always held him back and told him, wait, give the other one space. And that not always work, you know? Yeah.
No, because you know what is usually, if someone respects you from the beginning, they will stop and listen to you, isn't it?
Yes.
Not always.
If that person respects you, they are going to listen to you. But the thing is, most of people don't. And you and I'm trying to teach Pedro that he has to know how to impose limits. That's it. Yeah.
So if someone does not want to listen to you and interrupts you, just let them say what they want to say, and then you know the next time that person is try to do something, you will just avoid that person, because they show you who they really are, how they can treat you. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to say to Gaby.
I understand what you say, Erica.
It's like you don't have to waste your time.
Yeah, choose your battles. That's the better the better advice. Choose your battles. It's not always that's worth it to just indispose with people.
But sometimes it is.
Yeah, sometimes it is, but it's not always. And I am on the team that most of time it's not. Most of times it's not for me. Guys, wow, it's 6:41. Can you believe that? Time just went off.
Yeah.
Gaby, are you going to be back? Gaby Rachid.
Me?
Yes.
Just invite me. Tell me the day, the time, and I'll be here. Right.
I will invite you. I will invite other people as well. I made
something, because if I don't say it, my heart's gonna blow up here.
Yeah, I'll give you the word. I was just saying that I have a new calendar for this new cycle. And then I put there some people that I intend to invite. And then when I have the dates, I will send the invitations and you'll receive yours. Okay?
Yeah.
You can say what you want now, Gabriela Rachid.
It's because what Gaby said now, it's something that's really important in communication, in good, effective communication. Like, I totally understand Erica's point of view, and I partly agree that there are some battles, it's not worth it, you know, because if the person changes the subject too often with you, doesn't pay attention to what you say, I understand your position, Gaby, because I do that a lot. I used to do that a lot. Like, the person is not listening, so I'm stop saying. Because I test my friends all the time, right? I'm saying something, then something interrupts the conversation. If the person comes back to what I was saying, I observe that the person was paying attention, so I continue. If the person just changed the subject or comes back to something that it's more important to the person, I observe that's not worth it, so I tend to keep to myself. But, for example, this is friends or colleagues, etc. Family relations are too close So if we ignore a lot these interruptions or these times we are talking and people don't pay attention, and we start to, oh, so I'm not going to say, because every time I say, people don't pay attention, I get interrupted, so I'm not saying. If we avoid the battles sometimes of really going through what we were saying, hey, just a moment, I was telling something, let me finish the story. It's not about being rude, it's not about being, screaming, but it's about teaching to other people how you'd like to be treated, because otherwise you're gonna leave thinking that your opinion is not important, but it is. You are important. When you say you, it's not only to Gaby, right? It's for all of us. But we are important, and sometimes we think we are not, because nobody listens to us, because every time we say, we need to speak louder. It was very hard, guys, just to finish up, but for me, I grew up in a family who speak loud, who scream to make the message go through. And I'm an introvert person, basically. Right? I am extrovert when it's necessary, when I'm a teacher, when I am the leader of something, when I know what I'm going to say, then you're going to see a be extrovert, or when I am comfortable with my friends, with you guys. But in this essence, I am introvert. So I observe things more, I keep quiet more, and I never said what I felt because everyone else's voices were louder than mine. And it brought me many problems, So try to, when this happens, try to, in a moment, say, hey, I was saying something. I didn't finish my story. Just a moment. I do that with Fernanda. Fernanda, both when she interrupts people, I try to teach her that it's not the time to talk. And when people interrupt what she say, like my mom or someone older, Fernanda was saying something and she gets interrupted. I say, hey, mom, hey, grandma, just a second. I'm just finishing listening to Fernanda's story. Sometimes the story is silly, but I want to teach her that her voice matters and there's the time. Another thing that I'm teaching my family, I use the cell phone a lot. So sometimes I'm texting, I'm working, and I am concentrated. If someone talks to me, something is going to get lost. Either I won't give attention to the person who talked to me, or I will get lost in the message. So my family is pissed off, but I learned how to put limits, like just a moment, I'm finishing a text. Just a second, I'm answering someone else. And the person gets pissed off, I cannot say anything. And when I finish doing what I was finished, I go, okay, now you can say. Sometimes the person says what the person wanted, and sometimes the person lost the patience. I don't want to say. And then okay, but that's my limit, I think that's what I wanted to finish up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, Gaby, either or. Did you see how Gaby Rachid used it either or did you
Which
see?
Gaby?
Gaby, the other one, because if it was you would be the one.
I'm with a Gaby.
I'm sorry. Gaby. Yeah, Gaby Ella Bernardes. Did you realize when Gabriela Rachid used the structure either or?
I thought no, I saw. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just a point we were seeing in class, and I wanted Gaby to see. Okay, guys, we are here for almost 2 hours. Oh my goodness. You are all invited to come back next live meeting. It's going to be on October 22nd. And the special guest is Andy, that student of mine. I told you that sounds very American. He is American and he is going to be here with us. I hope, because I invited him and he saw and he said he still has to confirm, but he is the guest for now. And we don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but it's going to be a nice talk as it was today, as it is always. I want to thank you all for being here, and starting with Maria Gabriela Bernardes, I want you to say your last words before we finish this meeting.
Our last words. So
Last words.
My last words before die.
Oh, Gabi, for today. For today, Zoom live meeting.
Okay. So, guys, I loved this meeting, especially because I think it was so fun because have a lot of persons here, you know, a lot of people here are seeing teachers. So that today we have a lot of, how do I say adultos in English? Adults. Today we have a lot of adults that talk, you know, their feelings and their thinkings, and I think it's good because all the people here say your thinking, and it was fun because we thought a lot of point of view. And I was missing a lot the teacher Gabriela, so it was so cool see you again and listen Erica again too, and see Ruben again too. So
and Constantinos does not exist.
Oh no, Constantinos, right? Constantinos.
here.
Sorry. It was fun see you again too. Constantinos, I didn't know that you are the Erica's husband. I didn't know that.
No?
And now I'm like, oh my god, my mind is, how do I say?
Blowing.
Yeah, my mind is blowing.
It's blowing.
Yeah, guys, it's that.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Nice. Ruben.
I like to say to Gabriela that 2 years.
Which one of them?
Gabriela's panic, it's not gospel. So, Gabriela Rachid, 2 years ago, you were exactly different. Now you are more fit than ever, and it's surprising to see you after 2 years. Also, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to our podcast season 2, the end of the season and the first season. And thank you, everyone, who participated here. And nice to meet you, and always nice to meet you. And see you, Maria Gabriela Fernandez, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, thank you. Constantinos, you are late. You participated just a little bit. Anyways, I want to hear your words for the end of this meeting.
I wasn't from the beginning, so I couldn't know what you said in the beginning, but I really like it, and I want to participate the next time you're gonna do it from the beginning. Yeah.
Be here.
It was, yeah. It was really fun, you know, everyone's saying their opinion, hearing it, but more or less everyone's opinion was the same, I think. Yeah. And I almost agree with everything. Yeah.
Nice. Erica, dear.
Hello, Mrs. Pajamas.
Pajama party.
Yeah.
Next time I'll be wearing mine. No.
Okay, maybe we do a pajama live.
Oh, that's an idea.
It was my pleasure to be here with you. So, you know, I love you. You're my friend. You are my supporter. my mentor, you know that, and it's always my pleasure to be with you. And thank God I had the time today. I didn't come from the beginning, but at least I tried. Thank you so much for inviting me. Teacher Gabriela, it was so nice to meet you. You are an amazing person. I hope I will have the chance to talk to you with you again. Ruben, you're my friend. I miss you, my friend. I miss you. And Gaby, every time I speak with you, I can see and I can tell the difference about your English. You're making an effort, and I'm sure you will go higher and higher and higher, because I see you trying so much and your English are improved so well since the first time I spoke with you. Well done to you and to your teacher. You both should be proud of it. And last of it, Happy, I'll see you in 2 minutes.
Gabriela, thank you,
all.
Erica. Gabriela Rachid. You're mute.
What? It's so serious calling Gabriela Rachid, you know.
You make me do that. Next time you're gonna be Maria.
Gabi. It's okay. Okay, guys. Constantinos, nice to meet you. I almost haven't seen you. And Erica too, nice to meet you guys. It was a pleasure listening to you. You are the only ones I didn't know before. But yes, Erica, we can talk another time. And I think Sue is going to make more opportunities for us. I'm going to use Sue's opportunity. And we can create others too. I think I'm here. Okay, I'm back, as I was saying. Because there are sometimes I disappear from internet and from people in general, but I think now I'm back. Ruben, was a pleasure to see you. I missed you too. And it's funny what you said, because it reminded me that our first time talking was about depression and heavy things, right? We were going through. And I don't know, I can see you are different. You look different, you look peaceful. And I think I look different too. Not only physically, right? But the way I speak, the way I think, many things have changed and changed for good, right? Gaby, Gaby. I don't know what to say. I'm so proud of you, girl. Oh my gosh. I knew that when I said to you girls, I can't teach you anymore, right? A year and almost a half ago, my heart was breaking. I cried a lot before, because you and Agatha were my last group, the last group that I know. I know. I needed to do that. I needed to take a time from teaching. And I knew I couldn't just let you go. Like, okay, just go. I needed to put you in good hands. And I put. And I can see, I follow some of your posts, girls. So I'm so happy that it worked. You know, I knew it would work, because I know Sueli's job, and I knew how dedicated you girls were. So I'm happy, because I can see that you improved a lot. Not only this, you look confident when you talk. You are not anxious about making mistakes or not, because that's not the point, right? So I know that Sueli is making a good job, and you keep doing a good job. I'm really, really happy for you, for seeing you, and for the job you're doing. So thanks for inviting me. You know, you are in my heart. We don't work closer because of life, because things happen, choices happen, but we are always connected. Not only about jobs and teaching, but in life, we are connected. So thanks. I was anxious in the beginning, but that's me. I'm anxious all the time. And now I feel okay. I feel good. I think this talk contributed for everyone. And thanks, guys, for having me here, right? It was a pleasure.
Right. Thank you for accepting the invitation. Thank you all for coming here, for your words. And, you know, I love you guys. You're so nice. I'll see you on the conversation group, participating, practicing there, because that's also important. See, Gaby Bernardes, and and here for our next meeting. Thank you guys on YouTube watching. If you want to be part of my conversation group, our conversation group, the link is going to be here on the description. Thank you all. Kisses from the bottom of my heart. Bye.